Now look at this.
What's up, Hippie Bio Penguins? Today we're going to do topic 3.7 on fitness. So we haven't actually talked about fitness and evolutionarily what that means. So when we talk about fitness, it's talking about reproductive success, the ability for an organism to survive and be able to provide viable, fertile offspring, and then also for those offspring to be more likely to survive. So you're leaving more offspring, and those more offspring are more likely to survive is what we're talking about when we talk about evolutionary fitness. So this standard is talking about how different organisms have different traits that will allow them to be more favorable. So I'm going to be honest, I looked at the AP Classroom video because I just wanted to figure out what this standard was really talking about and to get some ideas of what College Board is thinking about for this standard. So they used two big examples. The first example that they used was on chlorophyll, and the second example they used was on hemoglobin. So let's talk about chlorophyll for a moment. Chlorophyll is going to be the pigment that's used with photosynthesis. You're going to find it in our photosystems in that reaction center complex within that photosystem. Its job is to absorb solar light and then use that energy to fuel the process of photosynthesis. So here you can see it. You've got the chlorophyll A molecules, which is going to be the light kind of lime green color you see there. You've got your chlorophyll B, which is kind of that darker green. And then you've got the carotenoids, which is the orange. So if you look at all of these different absorbance spectrums, this is showing about the light that's absorbed with each of these pigments. You can see by having a large variety of pigments, having chlorophyll A, chlorophyll B, and the carotenoids, you're going to increase the amount of light energy that can be absorbed by the plant. And by increasing the amount of light energy, you can, of course, drive more photosynthesis to take place. So if we take, I think it's a 2014 exam, this FRQ question, they use this absorbance spectrum, and they asked you if there was a 430, 550, and 650 nanometer light, which one would be the most effective at photosynthesis, which one would have the highest rate of photosynthesis. And so you would easily be able to look at 430 and know that this one had the highest rate of photosynthesis. One, because it absorbs the most light. And by absorbing more light, you have more energy available to fuel the process of photosynthesis. And that's what we're looking at with those chlorophyll, carotenoids, and the chlorophyll B, was because we're able to absorb more light, we have more photosynthesis. The second example that College Board used was on hemoglobin and how we have two different types of hemoglobin. You've got fetal hemoglobin, which is the hemoglobin that, of course, fetuses have when they're growing in utero. And then you've got the normal adult hemoglobin. And so you're seeing that the fetal hemoglobin has a higher affinity for oxygen because it has to actually steal the oxygen from the maternal's hemoglobin molecules. So that provides an increased fitness because these organisms are able to get enough oxygen. So remember, hit that follow button. AP Bio Penguins just says bye, y'all.